So I have a young, a woman that I met, and her son just moved into his own apartment, just a few doors down.
Okay.
But she wants me to check on him, and I told her, I said, if he's trying for his independence, and I know you're still not ready to let go being mama bear, I don't know if that's a good idea. I said, he may need the services, but in reality, it needs to be me as a friend that I can check on him and you not be in the middle of it. So he doesn't know he needs it. He does, but you have to address it the right way.
Right.
Like when we're trying to get people to come to daycare, you have to understand, you never tell someone you're going to adult daycare. That's an insult.
Right.
Really? Adult daycare? That's where I'm going?
Hi, I'm Brittany, and a brain injury survivor, and a member of BIND.
And hi, I'm Carrie, a stroke survivor and a member of BIND as well. And today we welcome Kendra Glass. Kendra retired from her career with Boeing Aerospace and NASA at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where she served as a contract negotiator on the Mars 2020 program. That's so exciting. She also spent 22 years owning and operating a nonprofit in Los Angeles serving at-risk youth. After her mother was diagnosed with dementia, Kendra retired again to launch another new business, Wellness Checks for You. We're excited to learn how her business work supports caregivers and their loved ones. So welcome, Kendra.
Thank you.
Opinions shared by the guests of the show are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of the host, bindwaves, or the Brain Injury Network. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Thank you.
And I guess just to get us started, to kick off a little bit, how did, other than your mother, how did Wellness Check for You get started? Can I just give us a little background?
Okay, so originally in California is where I was and where I had to decide to retire, because one thing that people don't understand, I wanted to keep my career, and so I had arrived. I had made it to the platform that I wanted to be on, but my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer, so I thought that moving her into my home in California would be great, because then she wouldn't be at her home alone. You know, I was able to make sure that she was fed, she had roof, all the bills were being paid by me now. And I thought that was the best thing. But in reality, it was 100% in favor of me. Because I wasn't really looking at removing my mom out of her comfort zone, out of a place that she knew and she was safe and she enjoyed being at home. But for me, I didn't want to leave my job. And so I thought moving her in would be the perfect. It is not. It is a storm of brewing. So as a caregiver, that was my very first mistake. You never take someone out of the comforts of their own home and move them into your home for convenience. So after about 2 years, I realized that my mom was declining because she was actually sitting at home maybe 10 to 12 hours all day by herself. So now she's sitting in my home for 10 to 12 hours all day by herself, as opposed to just being in her own home where she was familiar and comfortable. So after about 2 years, I decided that this wasn't working out. I spoke with my boss. She was already familiar. She had experienced the same thing with her mom and dementia. So I knew that I had to retire, figure out a way, because the next option was to put her in assisted living, which wouldn't have worked for me personally. So my next step, I decided, well, we'll just find a place, and I don't know where we're going. I woke up one morning, all of this, understand, is God's plan. None of this is me, because my background is contract negotiations, the Air Force Base, and Boeing. None of this has to do with Alzheimer's support, working or being a caregiver. So Texas was the place. I don't know why. What I did realize, though, as the years went by in Texas, I think the reason he chose to put me in a place where I was I knew no one here. I knew no one. I had no friends, no associations with anything. And so I think the reason was I needed to remove myself from all the distractions in order to do what he wanted me to do. So that's why I'm here in Texas. We came to Texas. I landed March 1st, COVID. So my experience from that point was, okay, now I need you to really understand Alzheimer's. So I spent a year in the house with Mom, just the two of us. I had Dementia Boot Camp 101. So by the time COVID was over, I was just ready to leave the house, get out and go anywhere, see anyone, do anything. But what I wanted was to just have somebody be able to check on her while I was out and about, because she really didn't need a caregiver. But my only option was a caregiver. And with caregiving, I had an option of 2 hour, 2 days minimum. After about 4 caregivers, I realized this is not gonna work, because I also put cameras all over the house so that when I was out and about, and I just realized when you pay for the package for caregivers, they give you a list of things that are in the package. But I only needed 2 things out of the 12. But you still have to pay for the whole package. So it just didn't work for me. And then I would look on the camera, and when you're dealing with someone with dementia, they know, especially in the early stages, they know they have a problem. And the worst thing that you can do is to say to them, remember you said that. Or you said that already. Now, no fault to us, because that's just human nature. To just say, yeah, you told me that. But for them, it's devastating. And she did that a few times. And I don't blame her, because that's just human nature. But then there was really nothing else to do, because my mom is afraid to have conversation with you because she's afraid of that. And she's not going to remember the conversation, so she's also afraid of that. Dementia is short-term memory loss. She knows about the good old days. And so for her, if you can't relate to that, you can't really relate to her. So at some point, they just sat and watched TV together. I didn't like it. So I said, you know what? Wellness checks for you. 30 minutes or less, we just go in, we talk to the loved one, they hire us, we go check on their loved one, we do a FaceTime video to let them see that everything is okay. That's how it all began.
Oh, wow. That's nice, though. Yeah.
So I know there's like other different, you said like there's packages that you paid for, so, but yours, how is business different from others like it?
The difference is just that everything that I do is customized. So you don't get to get package A or B. You know, I make that example like DirecTV. How they know for a fact the one that everybody likes, they put that channel in the upgraded package. And that's the same thing they do with a lot of these services. They give you the bare minimum when they know you're really going to need 1 or 2 things out of that next package, so you end up paying for the next package. We don't do packages. It's just a time. You tell us what you need, what the process is, and what you want us to check for. Everything is customized.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it's, if you need, I mean, as the caregiver, you know, you're like, okay, I need someone to come in and spend time with mom, but it would also be helpful if you did a little light dusting or
Right.
helped mom figure out how to do the dusting.
Absolutely, we will assist. What we don't want to do, because I'm getting a lot of people that are trying to use us as a maid service.
Right.
We're not doing that. Okay, perfect example. This morning I have a call. A woman is being released from the hospital. She's not sure what time, but she needs someone to be at the house because she's been in the hospital. There's no one there. She needs to be able to get in, you know, check out the home and see what she may need help with moving or straightening because she's being released. Now we have a 2-hour minimum. She's splitting her time. She needs Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for dialysis.
Oh.
So Monday morning, she needs somebody to help her get up, dressed and ready for them to pick her up. Then she'll go to dialysis. Then we'll meet her back at home after dialysis to help her get her lunch and things like that. So every one of my clients is a different situation. So I will never offer packages because I don't know what the situation is.
Okay, that's interesting. So I guess the next question is like, do you offer, what kind of disabilities do you help serve? Is it just Alzheimer's and dementia, or do you have other people like, you know,
I
that's...
have a client with ALS.
Okay.
What she needs is just the help to get out of the bed. You know, they have good days and they have bad days. So she needs help to get up, get dressed, help with cooking. We don't necessarily go in and cook full meals for you. It's light stuff like sandwiches or something that you have that just need to be heated up in the microwave. But she likes to cook. So I have her with someone who else likes to cook. So that's a fabulous match. And her thing is just to get up, get dressed, have breakfast. Sometimes she needs to bathe, wash her hair, change her linen, which is fine, but not like the house linens on all the kids' beds, and you know, so not that far. And then she likes to just sit out on the patio and have that free time. At some point, she said she'd like to just get out of the house. So we're gonna make it where she wants to go to Target or Walmart. It's just a quality time that you spend with someone that really that doesn't have the chance to get that. Another client of mine, he has a disability, but he has a job now, which is fabulous. Now his mom used to have to take off work a lot because he may have meltdowns. She was losing her jobs, which was hard. But as a mom, we are all mama bears. So she would actually sacrifice her job in order to make him keep his job. So sometimes she would have to take off work and go help him relax to get back to work. Now understand that they know that he has a disability. So what we do now is she'll call after she becomes a client. She'll call and say, hey, Ryan is having a meltdown. I need somebody to get over there, and it's not a problem. So we go over, you just go talk to him and say, hey, come on to the back. We sit in the back, he's sensory. So you just rub his hands while you talk soft. He has a familiar face. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 25. But when we're done, he goes back to work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
everything is so different. I can never tell people the service that we offer.
So it's just, let me tell
Everything
you
is
what I need, and
absolutely.
you tell me if
It's
you
customized.
can or cannot
Absolutely.
do it.
The only thing we will not do is house cleaning. We're not a maid service because that comes a lot. We're not a maid service. Now we have walked dogs with the client.
Okay.
We're not dog walkers.
Right.
But if you have a dog and you're used to walking them and you just want it, that is fabulous to get out and walk because I've done that.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
yeah. So it kind of like just answered my question and is going to answer the next question. But now I got like clarification. Like for instance, like if you had someone like a person, I know someone that they have their mom, they're old, and they have cameras on them, and so the mom fell, but didn't know where the phone was. Like you can call, like maybe your service is like, hey, my mom fell, I have cameras on her, but she doesn't know where the phone is to pick up to call someone. Can you like go over there and check on them? So that would be part of your
Absolutely.
service. So
That's
that's
another
like totally
unique
cool.
service.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But again, they have to be a client.
Yeah.
So what we can't do is receive cold calls. I had a lady
Yeah.
call me from Oklahoma and she hadn't heard from her mom and aunt.
Yeah.
And she said, can you go check on them?
Right.
I'm like, no ma'am, you have to call 911.
Right. You're not
Right.
welfare check.
Exactly, and that's what the police, well, I work with McKinney Police Department.
Right. We
And
saw
that was the explanation. We carry guns, you carry t-shirts. Stay in your lane and never change your name. Your wellness, we're welfare.
Yeah.
And
that-
so I tell people to know the difference is priceless.
And that's very true. And so yeah, one of our questions was transportation services. Do you? I mean, if there's the need that you said, and I guess kind of you do. Well, no, you were there for like dialysis. If someone needed you to pick them up and take them, as opposed to go and help them get ready for dialysis,
We do
would you
have,
pick them up and take them to doctor's appointments? Do you help with that? Or
we do,
Okay.
but it's
Limited.
kind of, it's limited
Yeah.
because we're not a full transportation service.
Okay.
So it's limited, but because I've now acquired a daycare, it helps because the daycare offers transportation to
Oh,
the doctor's appointments, hospitals and all that. They have the beds, the wheelchairs, the ramps, the vans, so it's possible. But it's just not a full-time. We call it our VIP service because all of our clients want to feel VIP. Seniors do not want to take Lyft and Uber. They do not want it. Even the free shuttles that they get, they don't want it. So a lot of them we have to have, okay, you VIP today? Yep, because they don't want to be in somebody else's car. So we'll do it. You know what I mean? If you're a
Yeah.
client for a while and it's a necessary situation, yes.
Okay. So I guess the next big question let's ask is, how do you become a client?
3 steps. You call and we do a phone interview, which gives me an idea of the service you need, the times, the days. I just need basic information. And I also need to know if there's some point of contact, somebody that's in charge of payments, because what I don't like is for my clients to actually have to worry about that. I prefer them to have someone that's in charge of everything, that's helping them do that part. Even if they give it to them, the communication is better that way. That's the least of their worries. So you do the phone interview so that I can figure out what's going on. Then I come to the house to do the assessment. And the reason why I go do the assessment is because, for example, I went to a lady called and she wanted me to check on her aunt. But when I got to the house, she was a hoarder.
Oh.
So I couldn't even get in the house. And I said, I can't do this. The only way I can do a wellness check is because we do FaceTime for the wellness checks. And it's just to let you know that everything is okay. And I told her, well, this doesn't work unless you want me to just stand at the door and FaceTime you and say that she's alive, she's okay. I said, but I can't get into the home
to see if she's okay.
Absolutely, and if this is the conditions, then you know she's not okay. So, not just going to make sure that it has to be a situation on both ends, because a lot of people are under the impression that when you call for a caregiver or wellness check, you are deciding whether you get the business. No, it goes both ways. I have to be just as comfortable with you
Sure.
that you are with me. You know what I mean? So it's a two-way street. I need to know, like I had a lady call and she just, her uncle was in the chair. She opened the door. And I said, okay, well, is he mobile? She's like, oh yeah, he goes from here to here. You know, from the room to the chair. I'm like, okay, so I need to see that he's actually able, because I need to know the right condition.
Right.
You can't just tell me stuff. I said, so what exactly do you need? She just wanted somebody to sit with him while she goes to the bar. And I'm thinking, well, this is a 30-minute check is what you want, because it's $35. So I think she was looking to, but I'm thinking, if you think I'm gonna let you go to the bar and have drinks and expect you to be back.
Right.
So you get, I have some stories.
Yeah, I can only
So you do
imagine.
the wellness, I do the assessment to make sure it's a perfect fit. And then the third visit is with the caregiver, so that I wanna make sure it works. I don't just send someone blind,
Right.
because everybody has to agree. We spend a little time together, the three of us, I leave, and then before I send them back, I go back to make sure that they are fully comfortable with the person they have.
That's good. I know you were talking about like the plans and assessments and the phone call, and so how does the payment method work?
So the assessment is $25, and it's usually through Zelle or pay online. You can pay for your services online with a link that I have on the donation site. They're trying to separate it, but it still all goes to, the same place. It's just they charge me for it. But you can pay, through the donation site, or all of my clients are paying with Zelle. I don't take personal checks, and we can also do credit card. And
You take cash?
and cash. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cash is king.
Well, you
But-
know, nowadays it's
Lately,
like
yeah.
Right. Most people, and that's what I never really get cash. Most people are they just Zelle it. It's much easier.
Zelle is kind of the same
I
thing.
prefer
now.
Zelle because it's traceable. It's a receipt built in. You know what I mean? And it's easy to have it done. I don't use a lot of those other apps. I just will not. Sorry, but I like bank to bank.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm going to take a quick little break and just remind our listeners to go ahead and click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that follow button, just click all the buttons that look positive and keep on listening. So, again, I think we kind of covered this, but I guess, so what is like maybe the most common concern for seniors or disabled individuals and I want to clarify this. Have you ever had a disabled person? I know maybe with dementia or Alzheimer's they may not be possible, but someone that's a little bit more with it, but just has a disability. Have you ever had them just call you, or is there always a third party caregiver, whether it's a sister or brother, mom or dad or whatever?
In the disabled community, they are the ones that call.
Okay.
They're fully capable of having the conversation. They're fully capable of making the payments and all of that.
Okay.
When I say they have to have a point of contact, it's my dementia, Alzheimer's, because
Right, that
they
you
come
need-
and go.
That you need that family
Absolutely,
member.
that-
Okay.
Absolutely. And I need someone responsible, because as things change with seniors, there's so much fraud. There's so many things going on. I just don't want to deal with them directly only, because they may know me on Monday and then Tuesday, get off my porch, I don't know who you are, lady. You know what I mean? So it's better, because we always take a picture, and with the ID, you have a picture of you and that person. So when you show up, you show the picture, so they say, hey, it's such and such, remember? And it's a picture of them and you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that they can identify and they get to know you. But with the other group, they really control everything.
Okay.
Because they just need help getting around, maneuvering in the house, or actually getting stuff cleaned up. But it's light. It's not mopping your floors and washing your windows. It's more, I need help. I need to change the bed. I need to help get to the restroom. I need help, washing my load of clothes, which is fine.
I mean, I could see that, like, for me, because, like, my left arm never fully came back. If I didn't live at home with my parents,
Mhm.
which thankfully I have parents to live at home with.
Absolutely.
I can do my own laundry.
Mhm.
I cannot physically change the sheets. Could you, I mean, I couldn't imagine trying to put a fitted bed sheet
That's one thing. So
on a
it's-
bed with one hand.
And that's just it. Your disability is different from your disability. Is different from his. So that's why there are no packages.
Okay, no, that's
You know what I
cool.
mean? So I have to come and do the assessment, and you say to me, "Hey, this is what I need.
Right.
Can you help me with that?"
But I guess there is also the time, there's a time and a place. I don't know what that buzz is. Hopefully it's not too bad, but hopefully, I mean, no, I lost my track. So I guess there is a time where it's more of a caregiver that has maybe not, I don't, sorry, what am I trying to say?
There's a time when the caregiver.
When the disabled person doesn't know they need help, that you have that third party coming to you going, I need help.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I have a young, a woman that I met, and her son just moved into his own apartment, just a few doors down.
Okay.
But she wants me to check on him, and I told her, I said, if he's trying for his independence, and I know you're still not ready to let go being mama bear, I don't know if that's a good idea. I said, he may need the services, but in reality, it needs to be me as a friend
Mm-hmm.
that I can check on him and you not be in the middle of it. So he doesn't know he needs it. He does, but you have to address it the right way.
Right.
Like
okay.
when we're trying to get people to come to daycare, you have to understand, you never tell someone you're going to adult daycare. That's an insult.
Right.
Really? Adult daycare? That's where I'm going?
I don't need that.
Exactly. Some of the veterans, they just, you just can't tell them that. They
No.
ran things. So you say that we're going to whatever fits. Like for my mom, she has a bad knee. We're always going to the knee doctor. She's fine with it. And then when she get there, she's fine. But you have to get them there. So again, everything is customized.
Okay. That's so cool.
What about okay, if a disabled person with dementia called and they know they need the service but they don't have any family around, would you still help them or?
It depends on how far along they are.
Okay.
Because when you're dealing with situations like that, trust me, family shows up eventually. Especially if it gets so far along that they need financial help.
Yeah.
That's when family comes around.
Sure.
So, and that's a power of attorney situation, so I don't get into that. But if they're together and they know what they're doing and everything, then that's what the assessment is about.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about, I know we talked, you said McKinney, you work with McKinney PD, or they endorse your company. How does that partnership work? I mean, do y'all work together, or is it
Oh, no.
more of just,
No, it's just a support. Yeah, they can't work with me. I'm a civilian, I'm not, you know what I mean? They can't do that.
okay,
So I just did enough training to understand, and they help with my background and stuff
Okay.
like that. Right, so no, we're not partners. They support the business.
okay,
And I have an arm to them.
okay. And so if you need a little direction on something, you can reach out to them as opposed to, so that you make sure that you're not doing anything that's
Absolutely.
going to endanger anybody
Absolutely.
kind of thing.
And if it's a dangerous situation, I just wanted them to know, it took a whole year to get this done with them, but
Okay,
they need to recognize who we are, that we're
Right.
out here, you know what I mean, so they know the situation.
Okay.
Because we're trying to get a connection with the fire department as well.
Mm.
We're working with them, but they want to be able to give our information to a lot of the places they go.
sure. No, that's good too,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay.
So, do you have any advice for any seniors or people with disabilities? So,
My advice is just, it's more for the caregivers. Isolation is a killer. And I know you have to understand that a lot of people with disabilities and Alzheimer's and seniors, they're proud people and they don't want to feel like a burden and they don't want you taking over. So you have to address the situation a different way. That's why I tell people, look, this is what I do. Don't go in and say they need this or they need that. Just allow me to come in and talk to them for a few minutes to see exactly how comfortable they are in a transition. So my advice is just to understand that isolation is the worst. They had 28 seniors die alone in their home in Collin County.
Oh, wow.
People don't know about this stuff.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? The nursing homes, you see all of this beautiful stuff when you walk in for that appointment, but understand when you're gone, they're just pretty much one of
Right.
many.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you'd like to share that maybe we didn't cover yet?
Just that I'm trying to get people to understand that these memory care places and all the places that you're sending and doing, there's so many other options. When you're paying $8,000 to $10,000 a month for a memory care place, or you spending all the money and time for somebody to help you with your loved one with disabilities, if you get the cameras, I have Jubilee TV, which is on my website. I can turn my mom's TV on, off, pop it on the screen, say hello. There's so many options with technology now to save you a lot of money. The cameras don't cost anything. You just buy and put them on your phone. And if we're coming by to do the wellness check for you, that's so much less than getting fed up and sending them somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And we'll make sure that we have your website listed in our show notes and have all that, because that's number one, how we find out about you, right?
Absolutely. Everything
First
on the
things
website.
to the
You can
website,
book
okay.
appointments. Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
have one more question. So I know with disability, like wellness check, like for instance, what if someone's like, nearing to like the end of life and they like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I need to go check myself into hospice. Like what would there be like alternative? It's like, oh, I can't do this more. Can I pay for a package where, you come and check in on me, make sure like I didn't fall asleep and the oven's on?
So you're saying some individual thinks that's going through hospice, like
Yeah.
the death part of hospice, or just not,
Like the
Able
death
to
part of
manage.
hospice,
and they
like
know that it's coming,
Mhm.
and they just want you to come. And
yeah,
make sure
like
that
what if
they're
they
not
want to be
alone.
comfortable, like in their home,
That's
like
fine. Yeah, absolutely. Packages, we don't have one.
yeah.
So,
just as long as it makes sense for you.
absolutely.
Okay, well, that sounds great.
Mhm.
Kendra, thank you so much for coming in. I'm so glad that Mark had you as an Uber driver and found out about you, because this is definitely something I think more people need to know about.
Absolutely.
And thank you for all our listeners for listening. And remember, you can find our new episodes on all your favorite platforms. Until next time.
Until next time.
We hope you've enjoyed listening to Bindwaves and continue to support Brain Injury Network and our nonprofit mission. We support brain injury survivors as they reconnect into life, the community, and the workplace. And we couldn't do that without great listeners like you. We appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to click the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button on YouTube. And follow us on Instagram at Bindwaves and Brain Injury Network on Facebook. You can email us at bindwaves@thebind.org or go to our website, bindwaves.org, or call us at 972-769-2463. Please continue watching. Until next time.